ScoreSync is our revolutionary technology that wirelessly synchronises your score in real time to any devices running the free StaffPad Reader app. You could have an entire orchestra playing from the readers, and any updates or changes you make to the score in StaffPad are instantly broadcast to everyone in the room. To use ScoreSync, you'll need StaffPad and one or more devices running StaffPad Reader. Make sure they're all connected to the same Wi-Fi network. Then I open a score in StaffPad and press the ScoreSync icon here. The readers connect automatically and my score magically pops up. So the reader is for viewing individual parts within the score. The musician can choose which part to see by tapping on the instrument name at the top of the screen. They can also choose between 3 different zoom levels. Just pinch to zoom in or out. The score reflows properly and automatically for any screen size, orientation or resolution. That's actually one of the big reasons why we don't have any manual formatting tools within StaffPad. The auto layout needs to be able to redesign the music at any point in real time as you make changes. And in order to make this work smoothly, it has to have complete freedom over how it does that. The best thing about ScoreSync is that any updates I make in StaffPad are instantly sent to all the readers. You can instantly fix or change things on the fly or write an entirely new piece, and everyone gets these changes immediately, right in front of their eyes. So I can change these notes here or add new ones, remove entire sections, transpose the whole piece, just do whatever I like, and everyone is always up to date. Often, musicians want to annotate their parts, and of course that's possible to do on the reader with markup. If the device supports pencil or a Windows pen, you can just start writing with it. On iPad, if you're using a pencil, push harder to erase, just like in StaffPad. If the device doesn't support pencil or a Windows pen, just tap the scribble icon here and use your finger to draw. By default, the annotations show up in red, which means they're private. In other words, only visible on this device. However, just like in StaffPad, there's also a public pen, which is visible to other devices, including StaffPad. So anything written in grey shows up on other readers, if they're looking at the same part, and you'll see it inside StaffPad too. For example, this is perfect for section leaders to mark up the score for the entire section, or to communicate directly with you in StaffPad. We can do the same private or public markup in StaffPad too. Tap the scribble icon and use the red pen for private annotations, that's for your eyes only, or use the blue pen for ink that will show up on the readers too. It's important to spend some time learning the difference between the private and public pens, since it's important that your annotations are either seen or not seen, depending on what you're doing. ScoreSync keeps the content up to date, but it also synchronises time. So when I press play in StaffPad, the readers play too, in perfect sync. The readers have their own metronome or click, which each musician can enable or disable. This means you could connect headphones to these iPads, and everyone gets their own personal synchronised metronome. You can adjust the volume of the click from the settings or with the iPad's own volume controls. We can also give everyone a count-in. I set this once in the StaffPad settings, and all the readers follow. There's always a click played during the count-in, which will deactivate afterwards unless you have the metronome switched on. As this plays through, you can see that the readers have got their own kind of position marker. And from the reader settings, you can choose to highlight just the bar line for a more subtle effect, or have this progress bar style playhead, which even counts the multi-rests for you. It's great for making sure no one misses their entry. Because the readers know their position in the score, we can do a seamless automatic page turn. We call this a page peek. When we get to the last line on the page, the reader peeks the next page over the top of the existing one, whilst leaving the last line still visible. Once you're comfortably reading the next page, the bottom line fills in. So this is a completely seamless way of turning pages, which still allows the musician to read ahead naturally, and it means you never need to worry about awkward page turns ever again. Of course, you can still turn the page manually in the reader. Just swipe backwards or forwards to change the page, or use a Bluetooth page turner. Once you're done, just tap the ScoreSync icon again, and the score is immediately closed on all of the readers. There's no trace of that score left on the readers, which is very important. especially if you're working with protected or copyrighted content. It means that you, as the score creator or owner, is able to share your score with an entire orchestra at the tap of a button and then take it away again just as quickly. Of course, even though there's no trace of the score itself on the reader, each musician's annotations are kept and stored on the device. This means that in the future, if you connect the same score, all the original annotations will show up again untouched, even if you've made changes to the score's structure since they made them. So the reader never keeps the score, but it always keeps the annotations. There's a separate video on all the features of the reader, but this one is worth showing quickly. If you upgrade the reader to the Pro version, there's a cool dark mode that you can enable, which is perfect for those low-light environments like theatres or concert halls. I hope you'll agree that ScoreSync is a revolutionary step forward for performing scores. It was immensely difficult to build, but I believe it's the technology that's required for us to be able to move forward and embrace a truly paperless notation world. Okay, that's a quick overview of ScoreSync. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.